Now, page 4, pro-America results from the border president's pro-America policies. Apprehensions of illegal aliens at the border are down, and this is a good thing. It is to be celebrated by all Americans, including partisan Democrats and their allies in the mainstream media. And the reasons arrests of illegals are down are obvious: a cornucopia of tough policies implemented by Team Trump, requiring that asylum seekers claim refugee status in the very first country they enter, asking Mexico for a little help in preventing the mass migration of illegals through that country to our border, moving quickly to deport illegal aliens who are not refugees and or have been on the to-be-deported list for months, maybe years, and yes, building the wall. Overall, these moves are sending a message south of the border. The Trump administration is serious about protecting this republic from foreign invaders. They are dealing with it, and it's awesome. However, that Democrat mainstream media cabal is not so happy over the drop in apprehensions at the border. In fact, they are dubious at best about this good news. They question whether the drop is due to a seasonal change, suggesting that it has nothing to do with the Trump policies. Amazing. These anti-Trumpers hate so severely and hope for failure so demonically that they would truly rather see this nation under attack by an invading army of illegals than witness the success at securing this republic. But the American people are beginning to connect the dots here. Slowly, more and more Americans are beginning to understand that a secure border means a secure state, and a secure county, and a secure city, and a secure neighborhood, and ultimately a secure home. And this increase in safety is the direct result of the border president and his never say die pro-America effort to make our sovereignty great again. Unfortunately, the Democrats, led by the snake senator from New York, Chuck Schumer, are attempting to undermine these positive results at the border.
The Trump administration declared a national emergency in February
Stop
of this
tape.
year.
Yes, there was a national emergency declaration made in February, Senator Schumer, and you have a problem with that. Why is that? If what we are witnessing at our southern flank right now is not tantamount to a national emergency, of 150,000 people a month apprehended at the border, and I underline apprehended because we don't know how many thousands of people are not apprehended. We're catching, the Border Patrol is 150,000 at its peak somewhere around April, May, or June of this year. It's dropped off a little bit because of the Trump get tough policies. But the bottom line is we're still seeing the neighborhood of 100,000 illegals apprehended at the border. So let me ask you a question, Senator Schumer. How many illegals are not being apprehended? How many illegals are getting through? Let me ask you another question, Senator Schumer. How many pounds, how many tons of narcotics are getting across the border that we're not catching? We know the Customs and Border Protection is doing a marvelous job apprehending a lot of this stuff, but we also know that the drug dealers throw them a bone once in a while to kind of throw them off the scent. While they're making arrests over here, they're getting drugs in over there. We know that it's happening. Let me ask you another question, Senator Schumer. How many terrorists are coming in through our southern flank, our porous, wide-open southern border because of you? How many terrorists are now in this country, just in the last year alone, who have been able to exploit our wide-open southern border, come through it, and now trying to weave themselves into our society, leaving it up to the FBI and local authorities to try and weed them out? How many terrorists, Senator Schumer, could have been stopped from entering this country if we had a wall along the border? These are questions that you should be answering. These are questions that the people in New York should be asking of this man as he goes to the well of the Senate and tries to say that we don't have an emergency, we don't have a crisis down along the border. Roll tape.
After Congress repeatedly denied the president funding for the construction of a border wall that he promised Mexico would pay for.
Stop tape. The president did not declare an emergency solely because there's no funding for the wall. That's a perfectly good reason, by the way, if that was the sole reason. The President of the United States declared an emergency at the border because there is an emergency at the border, because we're being attacked, because there is a foreign army of illegals coming across our southern flank, and we need to stop it. And the President of the United States has asked the Congress, asked the Democrats in the Senate, asked the Democrats in the House to come along with him and secure the southern border once and for all.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.